Welcome back. You're watching Bazaar Morning Call. It's a Monday morning. The cues from Wall Street on Friday were positive. Key indices ending with a gain of close to about 0.5%. The question is, will the pullback continue in the Indian market? Last week, we rallied close to about 2 to 2.5% on the large caps and mid caps. But let's drill it down to individual stocks now. Our research team is standing by with CNBC-TV18's list of top stocks for the day. First up, it's Pharma dose. Vinny's joining in on Sun Pharma.
Good morning. So Sun Pharma, just this morning we had this news for coming in where Sun Pharma is going to be acquiring Checkpoint Therapeutics, which is a US listed company. This is mainly into immunotherapy as well as targeted oncology company. So mainly this is going to be a good addition overall to Sun Pharma's specialty portfolio. This will bolster the innovation portfolio, especially in oncoderma therapies for Sun Pharma in the US market and globally as well, the global presence. Now overall, this company also has an important drug approval from the US FDA. This is for Unloxcyt, which is a drug which is used for treatment of, an PD-L1 treatment for CSCC, which is some sort of a skin cancer kind of treatments. So this is the only one which has gotten an approval so far. So an important drug that will get added, and they will be launching these products as well. So yes, an important transaction there. Overall upfront cash what Sun Pharma will be paying will be around $4.1 per share, and this will aggregate to around $355 million. Other than that, stakeholders will also receive contingent value right of up to $0.70 per share. Other than that, Checkpoint will also, the controlling stakeholder Checkpoint will have a royalty agreement. So Sun Pharma may be paying some royalty over there as well. That detail is not exactly given, but there is a royalty agreement that is signed. Sun Pharma expected to open in the green because this is a positive sign coming in terms of the specialty portfolio. Good addition there.
Okay, all right, got it. So positive news for the stock. Vinny, thank you very much for that. Let's get to Abhishek. Abhishek, so it seems that Mr. Sumant Katpalia is getting an extension, but not as long as what IndusInd Bank had asked for?
Not IndusInd Bank. The board has actually sought for a 3-year extension. So IndusInd Bank's MD, that is Mr. Sumant Katpalia, for a second time in a row gets a lower tenure than what the board had sought with the regulator, that is RBI. So he's now got a 1-year extension up to March 26 to be the MD and CEO of the bank, as versus 3 years that was sought by the board. So last time RBI had again, given just 2 years extension versus 3 years that was sought by the board, which means that RBI might be not comfortable with giving a complete 3-year tenure to Mr. Sumant Katpalia. Now, our analysts say that this means that the board will have to find a replacement. This creates a leadership uncertainty in the interim period. Now, previous similar instances were seen with other lenders as well, like RBL Bank, they got a 1-year extension. Bandhan Bank, they got a 3-year extension versus 5-year extension that they had sought. Federal Bank had sought 1-year extension, but nothing was given to them. There have been previous instances wherein RBI had not been comfortable with respect to the tenure that the board of the respective banks have sought. Weak profitability as per IFL securities in FY26 coupled with leadership uncertainty should keep the stock price under pressure. So brokerages, largely most of them have cut the target price on the stock. Citi has a buy recommendation, Jefferies buy recommendation, MK buy recommendation, but BofA has actually downgraded the stock to underperform and cut the target price as well. IFL Securities also has a buy, but they have cut the target price on IndusInd Bank. Back to you.
Thanks a lot for that, Abhishek. We'll keep an eye out on that one. It starts off in the red, and let's see, because there are a lot of shorts in the system as well, whether or not there is some kind of covering. The stock in the last 1 month down 13%. Let's focus on a couple of metal stocks, though. JSW Steel, well, they came out with their numbers for February. Normally not a big market mover. Production number has spiked up close to around 12%. Remember, they have production that's coming on stream and expansion that's coming on stream. So that's on expected lines that you see a bump up there. And also, if you look at the capacity utilization level, particularly for the India operations, it's hovering in the vicinity of around 93.5% odd. Demand on ground should be pretty okay. And we're getting into the seasonally strongest period, which is towards the end of the year. So going with a mild tinge of green on that one. The next one, we're looking at Shyam Metalics. The stock saw a big bounce in Friday's trading session, and they have given their February numbers as well. Keep in mind, February of this year had 1 less day in comparison to February of last year. In comparison to January, obviously, it's 3 days lower. Stainless steel as well as aluminium foil, both of them are relatively newer segments. On a low base, there's a good bounce out there. Specialty alloys is more or less flattish, while carbon steel, sponge as well as pellet, there's a bit of a downtick out there. So you have to keep an eye on that because some part of that could be used captively as well. But going with green out here as well, because on a sequential basis or on a month-on-month basis as well, they have given that pricing is gradually improving. And also there is hope that there'll be some kind of duties that will come in there to protect the domestic ferrous industry. So a tinge of green on both JSW Steel as well as Shyam Metallics. But let's go back to Vinny. She's here to tell us about Lupin as well as Biocon. Vinny?
Yes, so both Lupin and Biocon, some positive news coming in for both these companies. Now, Lupin, firstly, let's talk about that one. They've announced the launch of a generic drug. This came in Friday late evening, and this is the drug that is Rivaroxaban. 2.5 mg tablets. They will be launching this in the US. Now, this is to reduce, this drug is mainly used to reduce, some cardiovascular, I beg your pardon, cardiovascular events in patients who have coronary artery disease or even for patients who have peripheral artery disease. Now, this is an at-risk launch that is coming in from Lupin. The patent is going to be expiring in 2039. There's already Sun Pharma also who is filed, for this litigation. They are also waiting for some approvals coming in from US FDA. So there could be some competition that will also be launching in. But obviously what Citi believes that this is a $446 million brand and this may contribute around 7 to 10 million per quarter for Lupin as well as any other company that launches if it's a two-player market. So interesting to watch out for this one. As of now, surely we could see an up move coming in for Lupin. Biocon also green because they've received some positive results of phase 3 trials that they're done for ustekinumab, which they've been working on as a biosimilar. Now ustekinumab, do not forget, is around a $6,966 million market in the US and around a $3,900 million market ex-US also. But there are already competition which have released, and launched this product or have gotten an approval from the US FDA. This is the US market. There are 4 players currently who have launched or have received an approval. So there is already competition, but still positive results is a positive sign for Biocon.
Thank you very much for that. It's over to Hormus now for the latest on IRB, Infra and RailTel.
Positive developments coming in from both of them. IRB Infra came out with its toll collection updates over the weekend. It's gone up by 18% to almost 530 crores. The management also is saying that they are now very confident that they will surpass the toll collection revenue of FY24 this year and that the further budgetary allocations will also provide more impetus to toll collections going forward as well. So expect that stock to open in the green. And RailTel as well. It's won 2 orders, one of which is from East Central Railway. That's worth 47.5 crore. That is for the design, manufacturing and supply of electronic interlocking systems in Dhanbad, and the other one is for 28 crore order for indoor and outdoor double distance signaling work, and that is supposed to be completed by September of 2026. It's won plenty of orders in the recent times. Expect the stock to open in the green as well.
All right, and let's get the hat trick complete with Vinny. Vinny is like really dominating the list today, right? Lots of pharma stocks in news. Which are the other ones, Vinny?
Absolutely. A lot of pharma companies, announced news flows over the weekend. Alembic Pharma is the other one. We're expecting a bit of a red here. Now, why? Because US FDA has completed an inspection in its bioequivalence facility. This is in Vadodara. Form 483 has come. One observation. This is a procedural observation. This inspection was somewhere between 3rd of March to 7th of March. But just one procedural observation is what they have received. So yes, some bit of an impact is what we could see. A red or a muted start is what we're watching out for. Not a sharp decline for Alembic Pharma, at least is what one could watch out for. JB Chemical Pharma, that's also one which we're keeping an eye out on. Now, the company's formulation manufacturing facility in Gujarat was also inspected by the US FDA. No observations received for this one, no Form 483. So yes, positive one for the company, and we're expecting green.
Thanks a lot for that, Vinny. Well, let's do a quick recap then of all the top stocks we just discussed. The ones with positive news flow: Sun Pharma, JSW Steel, Shyam Metallics, IRB Infra, RailTel, Lupin, Biocon, as well as JB Chemicals. All of them will be reacting to positive news flow, while on the negative side, IndusInd Bank and Alembic Pharma that will be reacting to the negative news flow. That's about the equity markets, but let's turn our attention to the commodity space. Manisha Gupta joins in to fill us in with what's going on there. Morning, Manisha.
Morning, Nigel. Thank you for that. I'll start with the crude oil prices, where we have seen the prices ease yet again. Remember, it's been last 7 weeks. Every week, the crude prices have continued to decline. There is this shifting trade policies from U.S. that has raised a lot of uncertainty on economic growth and energy demand as well. And the markets are looking at higher supplies going forward as well. That's weighing onto the market. Also, when you look at the U.S. jobs data that came in on Friday, wasn't really supportive, and that has led to the U.S. dollar index now trading at a 4-week lows and a fourth fourth week of decline on that one as well. And that's now weighing onto the metal prices. For last 2 weeks, we've seen many of these metals actually do quite well, whether it has been about copper, which went to a 9-month highs, or zinc, aluminum, steel. Rather, the China steel restructuring statement also led to some support. But today in Asia, what you're looking at in sense of metals is profit taking across. So 0.25% to 0.7% of a decline coming in across metals there.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks very much for a quick roundup. We'll come back for more to you in some time. Right now, I have to take a very quick break. On the other side, we'll have Prakash Diwan join in, talk about a couple of the stocks that have been in news over the weekend and get some more new investment ideas.